Hey guys, I'm out of breath already. Been walking up and down the hill. Anyways, Bushcraft here. We are in the garden. Um, we're doing a survival seed entry video, so to speak. It's a little late, but we're doing it. Oh, for those who don't know what the survival seed challenge is, it is a collaboration where YouTubers put together their videos. For the Vineyard Chicks are the main host of the founders, the hosts, that kind of thing. And they supply you seeds. I don't need no seeds. I've got all the seeds I need for this. Um, the idea is to preserve your seeds that you get from your harvest. You know, I usually tend to try to grow an extra plant just for seeds. I put the seeds back. That way I have seeds for the next year, so forth and so forth, that kind of thing. So, without further ado, let's get started. Um, yeah, let's just get. This is my tomato bed. Um, and yes, I plant tomatoes in the same bed every year. So that conversation about your tomato plants will not grow if you plant them in the same spot. I am into probably about 7 years in this old bed. I'm going to continue talking while I go in here and get some gypsum. So yeah, the whole thing about that is depending on if you don't do anything with your soil, then uh, it doesn't matter what you plant in it. It's not going to come back as good. Now, there will be people that say that, you can't grow stuff in the same thing over and over again. I know. I've heard it before. But if you watch my channel before and see what I grow, you'll know that I do grow some good stuff. And I'll hop down here, get my knees all wet and everything. What I've got here is pulverized gypsum. Now, the reason I put this in with my tomatoes is I don't like blossom end root, which blossom end root is it's because the lack of calcium in the soil. So the tomato splits and makes an ugly tomato. So we put this down. Right there, because that's where I'm planting my tomatoes. Um, and we're going to work this in. I also have some 10-10-10 fertilizer within that too. So we're going to mix this up just like so. Work that stuff into the soil where I will be planting my tomatoes. Now I'm probably going to be planting these tomatoes too close to each other, but it'll be okay. It'll just be harder for me to pull out, get the tomatoes because my plants grow quite large. And we're going to work this into the soil. And you see that I have some straw. That's just leftover straw from last year. Now, I'm going to go ahead. All my tomato plants blew over since I had them outside hardening, but I think they will still be fine. We are going to put one right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm going to place it within my cattle panel right there. Put that there. I know these will be too close together, but they will be fine. I don't have much choice in the matter. Go ahead and put another one right here. They should be at least a foot or two apart, but I don't have the space here. In a couple days, I will come back and clip these branches like I accidentally did right now. Go ahead and get another one. Put right there, like so. Try to feed it into this a little bit. And the last spot will be over here. A lot of grass roots. Hopefully we don't have too much problem with that this year. Like I said, we just had frost last Thursday. So this is the first time I'm able to get my plants in the ground. Put that inside there. I may have to put a stick or two. But we're going to let this go for a couple days, and then I'll put straw around it so that it cuts down on a lot of the weeds and whatnot. But right there, we have our tomatoes. These are purple Cherokee tomatoes. I love the flavor of these on a sandwich. But yeah, there you go. There's our tomatoes. And I know they are kind of close together. I think they will be fine. I usually put 2 to 3 over here, but I have an extra tomato plant. I don't want it to go to waste. Spread that out a little bit. There we go. And like I said, I will put some straw on here in a couple days. Once these guys take hold, I'll come out here and trim the bottom part of the leaves so that there's no leaves touching the ground, because when a tomato plant touches the ground, it can actually get blight and all kinds of other stuff. And we don't want that. We want these guys to grow up healthy and produce good stuff. Okay, so let's go move on to the next thing to plant. Okay, out of breath again. Ran up and down the hill. This is our next bed here. We're going to put some fertilizer in there. That's good enough. Okay, let's plop down here and see what we can do here. Now, I do have a little grass coming up through here that we need to do a little bit of more work on. I've worked in last year's straw here. As you can see, there's some sticking up. Again, we put fertilizer and a little bit of pulverized gypsum in here because it doesn't hurt for your peppers. And these are bell peppers that are going in here. See, look at that. Good sign. We got worms. Good sign. We are going to plant our bell peppers here, 2 on each side. You can see here that they're root bound and ready to go. Plop them in here like that. Dirt around them. Same with this side. There we go. They're looking good. Let's move over to this side here. Bring it down there. A bird made a nest over here. I had to get rid of it. Luckily, there was no baby birds or anything in it, or we would have had to leave it in here. I'm going to work this stuff in here a little bit. There we go. Let's go ahead and plant 2 more over here. More grass over here. Need to get rid of. Once they take hold, I'll put some straw on here like I did last year. And it's to cut down the weeds from growing. And also, it's good for um, keeping the moisture in the soil. Look at this side. Hopefully you guys can see that. There we go. We got probably maybe 1 more year of this this bed over here. But there we go. We got that. And I can probably put some herbs here in the middle. I'll put some onion sets or something. Help keep the bugs down. But like I said, I will go ahead and put some straw in here. That way it cuts down on the weeds and helps with holding the water in the bed a little bit. Let's move on over to our next project. Okay, guys. These are where my Roma tomatoes will be living. And I'm going to go ahead and pull back the straw that I've already got in here. And I'm going to put a little bit of this gypsum over here and work into the soil. Like so. It's already got fertilizer that's been in here for a week or so. When the last time I was going to plant in here. But like I said, we got frost last Thursday, so couldn't do that. Now these are Roma tomatoes. These are the tomatoes I will get. And you can see here that they are root bound. They're ready to get out of here and get into the soil. So let's plop them in there. Put them down there. And as you can see here on the side, I do have a, a stake over here. I have to put some more up, but I will temporarily stake these up with bamboo stakes. So I'm just putting them in the ground right now. Come over here so you guys can see this side where I'm going to put another one. Snake. Keeps the birds from pulling up my plants and stuff. And getting into stuff. Works pretty good. Okay. Get some of this gypsum in there. Don't need too much. Especially with Romas. Because you can get blossom and root, but it's not as common. And since it's a paste tomato, it's been bred kind of that way. So let's go ahead and put our next one in. So kind of break it up a little bit. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Like that. And we're going to move over to the other side. Oh. And do this side. Okay, Hopefully you guys can see this good, and I'm not just showing you a dead air. Move this back a little bit on all sides, like so. Put gypsum in there. Work it in. And this pulverized gypsum is good because it is slow acting. It doesn't, look at that, yummy worms. It doesn't release it all at once. So if you put it in at the beginning of the year, you usually don't have to worry about it. There we go. And this thing is already at least 2 feet tall. So once I get them staked up, hopefully they thicken up a little bit. Go ahead and get this section right here. A little bit of this in there. Work it on in there like that. Man, look at every shovelful you get worms. That's a good sign. Look at that. Another worm. That means you're doing something good in your soil. Because you want your soil to be alive. Because that soil is what feeds your plants. There we go. Okay. Now the only thing we got to do is stake them up, and we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Go ahead and show you what we got so far. I'm going to go stake them up. I've got some more T-posts over there that I got to put in the ground for when these guys get a little bit bigger. And we're going to do like a weave thing back and forth so that they grow within the weaves. And there you go. Over there at that bed there is my Jerusalem artichokes that have not come up yet. We may not get those, unfortunately, so we'll have to see. But for now, this is my entry video, and that's it for now. We'll come back in a couple weeks, and I'll show you guys what I've got going on so far. Until next time, like always, God bless.